Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are strapping in for something. Well, something fast, expensive, and honestly, a little bit confusing.
In the best possible way, though.
Exactly. We're looking at a category of car, the Grand Tour, the GT, that used to be so easy to define.
Yeah, it had a clear job description. A
Ah.
gentleman's express.
Right.
Big engine up front, comfy seats, soft suspension.
Right. You'd cross a continent and, not spill your espresso.
Exactly.
But the source material we have today, a ranking from the channel CIR of the top 10 GTs for 2026. That definition feels almost quaint.
Oh, it's been completely shredded. I mean, we're seeing cars on this list that are technically GTs, but they have race car suspension and active aerodynamics.
Which is really the mission for this deep dive, isn't it? We're not just going to read a list.
No. We need to unpack the engineering. How are manufacturers using active aero and hybrid systems to make these heavy, luxurious cars dance?
Yeah, how are they cheating physics? So we'll climb the ladder from the style icons through the physics defiers and end with the engineering outlaws.
Sounds good.
Let's kick it off with number 10. And this one, it feels a bit like a farewell tour. It's the 2026 Lexus LC500.
Yeah, the LC500 is a fascinating place to start because in this world of turbos and hybrids, Lexus has done something incredibly stubborn.
What's that?
For 2026, they actually dropped the hybrid option. It is V8 or nothing.
Wow. I love that. Usually it's the other way around. They looked at the market and said, you know what people really want? Noise.
Precisely. It's a 5-liter, naturally aspirated V8, puts out 471 horsepower.
Which in 2026 isn't a headline number, is it?
Not at all. We have family SUVs with that kind of power now.
Okay.
But the source says this car isn't about drag strip times. It's about creating a highway runway.
Right, that clean rising power. That's the whole point of natural aspiration versus the turbo, isn't it? There's no lag.
Exactly. You press the pedal, and the response is instant. It's linear. It just builds and builds. It's all about the feeling, the sound, not just the raw numbers.
It's an emotional argument, and the interior sounds like a spaceship. They mention these two-part grape design seats.
That attention to detail is what makes it a proper traditional GT. It's an occasion. And for the collectors, there's an inspiration series for 2026.
Oh, yeah.
Limited to 200 units, matte gray paint, carbon roof. It's basically a moving piece of art.
And starting at just over $100,000, it's a bargain compared to where we're going next.
It really is.
Let's jump to number 9, the Aston Martin DB12. Now, Aston is calling this the world's first super tour. Is that just marketing, or is there some real engineering to back that up?
It is marketing, sure, but there's legitimate engineering behind it.
Yeah.
This is where we shift from, pretty car to weapon.
Okay.
The old DB11 was lovely, but a bit soft. This DB12 has a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, making 671 horsepower.
671, that is a massive jump. That's 200 more horsepower than the Lexus.
It is. It'll do 202 miles per hour. But the interesting part isn't just the speed, it's the control. The source highlights the E-diff and torque vectoring.
Okay, unpack that. Why does a luxury GT car need an E-diff?
Great question. So a heavy front-engine car wants to understeer. You turn the wheel, and it wants to plow straight ahead.
Right.
The E-diff is a computer between the rear wheels. It can overdrive the outside wheel in a corner.
Okay, so it's almost like if you're in a canoe and you paddle harder on just one side to get it to turn right?
That is the perfect analogy, yes. It physically pushes the car's nose into the corner. It makes this big car feel smaller, lighter than it really is.
So it's a brute, but it has manners. And speaking of manners, that Bowers & Wilkins sound system, 15 speakers, they call it concert-level punch.
And that's the whole duality of the modern GT. You have racetrack-level handling, but you're listening to a symphony in perfect clarity while doing it.
Which brings us perfectly to our next segment, the physics defiers. These are the heavyweights that should not handle as well as they do. Number 8, the 2026 Mercedes-AMG SL63 Roadster.
The historically, this is the country club cruiser.
Exactly.
It was about being seen.
Yeah.
But this AMG version, the source says it hits like a hammer.
It's a Roadster with 4 seats, a 2+2 anyway, but it does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds.
And that is where the tech comes in. A convertible is floppy, right? You cut the roof off. So to make it stable at high speed, Mercedes uses active aerodynamics.
This is the air panel stuff.
Exactly. There are shutters in the front grille that are normally closed for smooth airflow. They only snap open when the engine needs cooling. And there's a multi-stage active rear spoiler.
So the car is literally changing its shape as you drive.
Constantly.
Yeah.
It manages the airflow to keep the car pressed into the road after that violent launch. so you don't feel like the front end is getting light and floaty.
And it still has back seats and a trunk. It's a practical missile. But if we're talking about practical missiles, we have to talk about number 7.
Ah, yes. The Bentley Continental GT Speed.
This car is just
Unreasonable, that's the word for it.
Lazarus. It is. Explain why.
Well, just look at the mass. It's a Bentley. It's built like a bank vault, full of wood and wool and metal. But for 2026, it has the ultra-performance hybrid powertrain, a V8 plus an electric motor for 771 brake horsepower.
771, and the acceleration numbers are terrifying. The factory says 3.3 seconds to 60, but car and driver got it down to 2.8.
2.8 seconds. That is hypercar math, and you're doing it surrounded by diamond-stitched leather.
So here's my question. How does it not just fly off the road in a corner? All that weight, all that speed.
That's the physics-defying part. It uses a 48-volt dynamic ride system.
Can you simplify that for us? What's it actually doing?
Okay, so think of the anti-roll bars that connect the wheels to keep the car flat. In the Bentley, there's a powerful electric motor in the middle of that bar.
Right.
When you turn, the car wants to lean. This motor instantly twists the bar with incredible torque to force the car back to level.
So it's actively fighting the lean with electricity.
Instantly. It keeps the car completely flat. It's like a magic carpet ride. Combine that with all-wheel steering, and it feels half its size.
So you have a car that accelerates like a rocket but rides like a limousine.
Precisely. And we can't skip the aha feature inside, the Bentley rotating display.
Oh, I love this. It's so gloriously unnecessary.
It's pure theater. You press a button, the big touchscreen physically rotates into the dash.
And you get 3 beautiful analog gauges or just a clean wood panel.
It's digital detox on demand.
That is the ultimate status move. I have all the tech, but I choose not to look at it.
Exactly.
All right, let's move to segment 3, the chameleon daily drivers. Cars you could drive to work every day and no one would know. Number 6, the 2026 Porsche Panamera GTS.
The Panamera GTS has a very specific identity. It's not the most powerful one, but it's known as the driver's spec. It's a sedan that thinks it's a 911.
The source says it just works. It doesn't scream for attention.
Right. It's got a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, almost 500 horsepower. But the magic is in the transition. In comfort mode, it's a luxury executive car. But with its adaptive air suspension and torque vectoring, you push it, and it tightens up instantly.
It's the Goldilocks car. And you know what I love? The thing that jumped out at me from the interior specs?
What's that?
It has a real volume knob.
Which in 2026 is like a headline feature. Physical switches, Porsche gets it. When you're driving hard, you don't want to dig through menus.
Thank goodness. Now at number 4, we have the BMW M8 Competition Grand Coupe.
This is positioned as the best daily GT value, which is funny, starting at $140,000.
It's a steal. But what's cool about the M8 is that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde switch.
Yes, the MX drive system. It's all-wheel drive, which makes the speed feel inevitable, not frantic, but you can switch it to full 2WD.
You can just turn off the front wheels.
Completely disconnects the front axle. It becomes a rear-wheel drive drift machine with the push of a button. It has multiple personalities.
You do the school run in 4WD, and then hopefully you go to a track for the 2WD mode.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But having that choice is what makes it a chameleon.
Okay, we are getting into the serious stuff now. Segment 4, the aggressors. Number 5 is the Aston Martin Vantage.
So we talked about the DB12 being the super tourer. The Vantage is the hooligan. The source says it doesn't enter a corner, it pounces.
It's smaller, lighter, and the notes mention 50-50 weight distribution. Why is that so important?
Balance. Perfect balance.
Yeah.
Aston achieved this by putting the engine in the front, but moving the transmission to the back axle, a transaxle.
Well, spreading the heavy bits out.
Exactly. And it uses these Bilstein adaptive dampers. This car prioritizes grip and handling over just pure comfort. It's the one you buy if you actually want to feel the road.
And it's quick, 3.2 seconds to 60. But if we're talking about quick, let's talk about number 3, the Mercedes-AMG GT63 SE Performance 4-door.
That name is a mouthful.
It is, but the numbers are even bigger.
This car's dirty secret is that it's a plug-in hybrid, but not for efficiency. It's for brute force. It uses a rear-mounted electric motor for instant torque fill.
And the torque figure is, it's just insane, 1,032 pound-feet.
It's a 4-digit number. That's semi-truck territory.
In a sedan. And the acceleration, car and driver clocked it at 2.4 seconds to 60.
That rewires your brain. 2.4 seconds is physically violent. And remember, this is a heavy 4-door car. The fact that it can launch that hard is a testament to the computers managing all that instant electric torque.
It's the ultimate sleeper. It looks like a big Mercedes, but it leaves supercars at the stoplight. All right, we've arrived at the final segment, the engineering outlaws. These are barely GTs anymore. Number 2, the 2026 Ford Mustang GTD.
This car caused a massive stir.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Mustang that costs $327,960.
You have to explain that price,
Yeah.
because it's not really a Mustang underneath. It's a homologation special.
Okay.
They move the transmission to the back. It's a transaxle for balance, like the Aston. It has a dry sump, supercharged V8 making 815 horsepower.
And the suspension. The notes mention pushrod suspension. That sounds old school, but it's not.
Not at all. It's pure race car tech. The shocks are laid down flat in the center of the car. You can actually see them through a little window in the trunk.
Why do that?
It moves the weight to the center and clears up space for massive aero channels near the wheels. It's how the car generates over 1.17 Gs of grip.
The source says it makes people argue in the comments. It's not trying to be nice.
No, it's a weaponized cockpit. It did a sub-7-minute lap at the Nürburgring. Ford built this to prove a point, that they can beat Porsche at their own game.
Which leads us to the champion, number 1, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS.
And if the Mustang is a sledgehammer, the GT3 RS is a scalpel. It wins, not because it has the most horsepower. It's actually one of the least powerful on the top end of this list.
Only 518 horsepower.
Right. It wins because of how it uses the air.
The aerodynamics on this thing, I mean, you can see them from space. That rear wing is enormous.
It is. And it has DRS, a drag reduction system, just like a Formula One car.
Wow.
You press a button, the wing opens up flat for more top speed, you hit the brakes, it snaps shut, and acts like an air brake.
The source says it produces 860 kilograms of downforce.
Think about that. That is nearly a metric ton of invisible weight pressing the car into the road at speed. It lets you take corners at speeds your brain says are impossible.
And the interior.
Purposeful. Carbon roll cage, motorsport steering wheel. But the coolest part is you can adjust the suspension rebound and compression from dials on the wheel while you're driving.
Wait, really? You can tune the suspension corner by corner?
Yes. You are the suspension engineer as you drive. It's the most devastatingly effective tool on the road.
So we've gone from the Lexus LC500, a beautiful, elegant cruiser, to a Porsche that literally weaponizes the air around it.
It just highlights the massive split in the GT category now.
That's the big takeaway for me. Grand Tour doesn't mean one thing anymore. You have the concert hall route with the Bentley and the Aston.
Right, where technology is used to isolate you,
Yeah.
to kill bumps, to kill sound.
And then you have the track weapon route with the Mustang and the Porsche.
Where technology is used to connect you to the road with absolute violence, to crush the car into the asphalt.
And the days of the simple, heavy GT car are just gone.
They are. Weight is the enemy, so they have to use these active systems, rear steering, active aero, active suspension, to hide that weight. They're using silicon to cheat physics.
It does raise a provocative question, though. We're seeing hybrids hitting 2.4 seconds to 60. We're seeing road cars with active F1-style wings. Have we? Have we reached the peak?
That is the question, isn't it? The
Yeah.
Mustang GTD and the GT3 RS are pushing the absolute limit of what is street legal. They're so wide and low you'd scrape the front splitter leaving a gas station.
Right.
To go any faster or more extreme, the next generation might have to leave the road entirely. The ultimate driving experience might become track only because public roads just can't contain the technology anymore.
That is a wild thought. We might be living in the golden age of the street legal monster right now.
We might just be. Enjoy it while it lasts.
So, to our listener, which flavor of GT are you? The hammer, the scalpel, or the lounge? Think about that. Thanks for diving in with us.
Drive safe.
See you next time.